It's your boy, Colton Havens, aka Mr. Hype. I'm super excited. I got a guest on here. Today we got Malachi Rice. Okay, Healing with Malachi is his TikTok name. This one's going to be really good. For those of you that are on here, growing and scaling a TikTok channel to earn, start a business and to live the life that you want. So, Malachi, where are you from?
So I was born in Colorado, currently live in Colorado right now. Um, but I guess I'm from Colorado, but I would also say I'm from Vegas just because I lived there for like 13 years, 14 years.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where a lot of your family lives right now, right?
Uh, yeah, probably like two or three people, but yeah,
Moms. I know your mom's lived in Vegas.
yeah. My mom's dues. My
Yeah.
mom, and then her mom too. But a lot of family's still here in Colorado,
Okay. Nice,
bro.
nice. And I know you're a father, you got a cute little man, a husband,
Yeah,
right? Because you're married,
yeah,
doing that full adult life, dude. Full adult life.
yeah.
So, okay, you got to explain to me. I know that we're going to get into your TikTok. We're going to get into that world and how you're making money, all that stuff. But let's talk about the how did you know that this is what you wanted to do? How did you come up with the idea that meditation is how Malachi wants to make money and live his life?
It's always been a purpose, especially like it started like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Um, heavily back then, but it was even a little bit before then, but not as consistent. So currently 27, going to be 28 this year, and so it was probably like 8 years ago is when it started. I had like the thought just because I just got out of divorce, but the divorce was just terrible, and I was so stressed out. I gave myself alopecia. So if you don't know what alopecia is, it's basically when your hair like falls out and it's an autoimmune disease where your hair follicles are getting attacked by your body, and it, it it basically makes it either fall out or turn white. And so that's what happened, bro. I was so stressed out that I started having bald spots everywhere in my head, and I just knew like, damn, like I knew I was aware at the time that I'm doing this by my mind. Like I'm doing this from my thoughts, bro. I'm like not having the best thoughts about myself. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel loved, and I didn't really love myself, because I didn't know myself as much as I do now. I guess it's been 8 years. You think you have all the answers as a kid, hard headed and not listening, and then your parents or your grandparents tell you something that they know is going to happen, but you just don't. You're naive,
Yeah.
so that's what basically happened.
Okay. And through this journey, you've just found meditation.
Yeah, so about 5 6 years ago, I still had the autoimmune disease, so I just started researching. I started looking up people who have had worse conditions than me and had remissions, had not instant remissions, but they've had remissions over a period of time, right? So I started looking up uh, Joe Dispenza. I started looking up Wim Hof. I started looking up Dr. Sebi. I started looking into Anthony Williams, the medical medium. I started looking into all these people that are in like basically the same field, but like overall it's the same field, but like health and wellness, but individual categories they were working different stuff. So like Joe Dispenza is focusing on if your thoughts, do you believe your thoughts can create, your reality? Your thoughts and feelings create your reality. And so I went down that road, read three of his books, and started doing a lot of his meditations. Even to this day, I still do his meditations. And then I looked into Wim Hof because I learned that I was a shallow breather, so I wasn't even properly putting enough oxygen in my body or my brain to to even think about healing, right? Like breathing is very important. And if I ask you right now what three things you need to live, a lot of people would say water, food, and shelter. and I'll tell you you're dead because you need air, you need oxygen. Okay. So I started doing breathing techniques, and I still do breathing techniques to this day, bro. But I do it. I did it so fiercely. That's actually how I started my TikTok channel. I told myself I'm gonna do 100 days breathing in a cold shower and meditate, and I'm gonna grow my channel naturally to 1,000 followers. And so that's what I really started to do. I started doing it consistency about 2 years, every single day. Um, Especially like during COVID and stuff. That's when I really started to see that I can change my mind, my body, how I feel about myself. And then obviously, Dr. Sebi is a huge one because he's telling you what you should eat. If you're going to be cleansing the body and doing it the positive way, you should learn all about the aspects mental, what you're putting in as far as content, what you're putting in as far as food. And it's a really big thing.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so let's go take a look at your channel real fast, what you've been able to do here. Because I know you've been on a grind with this. So we got Healing with Malachi. Currently we're at 11.4 thousand followers. And
Yeah.
we are, man, the cool thing about this is everybody thinks they need 100,000 followers to make real money, to make full-time money. Because you're living in Colorado and this is your full income right now, right? This
Yeah.
is basically how you're making a full living is off of this channel alone right here, right?
I have
So
some other things, but yeah, this is the main one.
the main your main source right here. So this is so cool. So tell me about how you came up with what you wanted to sell and how you came up with your ideas of creating content for this channel.
So me and you had a conversation about it, but I just wanted to give somebody, any individual that goes into my page, knowledge,
Okay.
right? And I think knowledge is the highest income skill that you can have, especially if you can share that knowledge in a way people comprehend.
Okay.
Um, and comprehension is a big thing because if you're just listening to what I'm saying, but you're not understanding it, if it's not going into your long-term memory, then that's what I really have a problem with as far as teachers that are on the internet, right? A lot of people will just sell you something and then say like, you gotta deal with it. And for me, I want to be that person who experienced all these things in life, so I can give you the correct knowledge you need.
Okay.
So with meditation, I feel like a lot of people, it's a taboo topic, and a lot of people I think get the wrong idea for meditation because it's been talked about so poorly. It hasn't been really put on the forefront of Time magazines and all these other big companies, and it doesn't really have a good name for himself. And a lot of people just think that you're sitting there with your eyes closed and you're trying to think of nothing. And I don't think that's the right analogy to use as far as meditation. I think it's more of a topic that promotes healing and regeneration instead of substituting it for substances and abuse.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so okay, so let's tell me about the first video that you made versus like the video made today. What's the biggest difference between how you make your videos from the first day till today?
So I'll be very honest with you. I haven't made a video for about 4 months. I've been 4 months off of videos. All right. And yeah, since December 24th was my last video that I
Are
posted.
you telling me that you're getting leads and sales 4 months from what you've built on that channel without making any more prior videos?
Yeah.
That's freaking crazy, dude.
Yeah. I've had almost two, but one for sure. And I've had from making videos, I have two that I've made. So I've had like three or four, almost four right now.
Dang,
People.
okay.
But
That's
see,
pretty ballsy, dude.
yeah, you don't see. Look, you don't need a lot of people, like you said. You don't need 100,000 followers, and what you need is, let me. You need like maybe 3 to 8 solid people. You know, and I'll be honest with you. Like, if they like the product, if they're consistent, if you have a value ladder, um, it's just gonna funnel. It's gonna funnel. Some people drop off. That's okay, but I, and you can say it's probably luck right now, but I just know like when I do start videos again, with it's gonna be in the next week or two. Um, it's gonna kick right back up. You know, the traffic's gonna keep going, and it's gonna be all right. And especially posting on a Clapper.
It's a bad name for an app, dude.
Yeah, it is pretty. It's pretty bad. But yeah, so it's just I feel like that I feel like people focus so much on the money that they don't build value for their product.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good one.
You
Yeah.
know, so for me, I focused on the value of the product, and like I said, you can say it's luck or whatever, bro, but consistency will always win from a person that's just starting. So and I did it for almost a year straight, like 4 videos a day, a year straight, promoting my stuff, and obviously having amazing, tremendous help from you. So patience was like my biggest thing. Like you told me as well 6 months ago, we were having a conversation. Like, bro, the things that I learned in the last 6 years, you're gonna be able to do in 6 months. And you're like, he was like, I remember this specific. I'm quoting you. You said, I think around the same time that I start, building my email list is the same time that you're gonna be able to have the same amount of traction that I'm getting. And I'm like, oh really? You're like, yeah, 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 bro. And I mean, I sort of felt it, but to see it is like, wow, okay.
So, dude, tell me about this transition from quitting your job to going full time. Okay, tell me about that because I remember you text me and you're like, "Bro, I'm quitting. I'm full time now." And I was like, "Dude, we haven't built anything out yet." And you're like, "I don't care, dude. I'm gonna figure it out, dude. I'm fucking all in." So
Yeah,
tell me about that, bro.
yeah. So that was like almost 6 months ago right now, but yeah, I there's a difference. I was having a conversation with my wife today. I was like, there's a difference between a belief and knowing, right? Some people, their beliefs were usually taught,
Yeah.
right? And if you know something, you've experienced it, right? So I just knew I like I'm telling you right now, I know that I needed to quit. I know that I needed to do TikTok full time. And anybody that ever wanted to do anything, this is from the secret, didn't know how they were going to do it. They just knew that they just wanted to do it. So I just trusted that. I trusted that feeling. And yeah, really. I just trusted that feeling. I said, no, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go
So you
100% with
quit.
this.
I mean, dude, that's such a bold move to just quit with really not knowing what's gonna happen, right? I remember you called me. You're like, dude, I'm all in. So what do I need to do? I was like, dude,
Yeah,
this could take months to work for you, really. Like I've seen this have to take months for some people. Um,
yeah,
so okay, we quit our job. You called me. We had that
yeah.
conversation. And then you were like, I was like, dude, I don't, holy cow, like, we got to make this thing work. Here's what you're going to do. Da, da, da. I know we started building your email list. We built the landing page. Okay. So now talk to me about that moment. I remember you were telling me, you were like, hey, I was having a conversation with you and you said something. I was like, right then I knew I could make this happen. So do you remember that conversation? When I was like, hey, you can charge $1,000, you can do
Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah,
1,200.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, the game changer was like okay, so just like he said in the beginning, you don't need thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to follow you. Like I said, you need probably about 3 to 8. If you have more than that, then you're really solid, right?
3 to 8 people paying you, right?
Yeah, 3 to 8 people that are paying you that are consistent. It's like if you go to shop at King Supers for example, or Costco for example. I know I get groceries at least twice a month, sometimes, right? Sometimes it's once a month, but most of the time it's twice a month. If they give you good products, you're gonna come back, right? And that's why you want to come back, is for their products. And it could be from the services as well, but it's probably it's probably 60% product, 30% service, or 40% service. You know. All right, so that moment for me is when you were explaining it to me, like, because at first my first price for this, and it's still one of my prices, is $97 for, the first person that I did this with got like 3 hours of my time for that amount. And so I remember when you told me that you just need a few people, handful of people, to pay you $1,000, and now you have more value inside your product. That's gonna be a game changer. Like, instead of having 300 people give you $100 every month, or 100 people give you $100 every month, have 10% of that, 5% of that, give you 1,000, and now you're really gonna be seeing different numbers, seeing how things play, and that was my hugest game changer. Because when you said that, I think it finally like clicked. I was like, oh wait, the numbers started to make sense more. Because I think it's hard for people to grab the concept of, all right, well, how much am I going to charge? All right, and now, but I need like thousands of people to buy this if I'm going to be living perfectly fine. But the one thing I also say you said is find out how much your like bills are, everything, right? So, for example, if my bills are 3 grand a month for everything, phone, rent, gas, groceries, the whole nine yards, all you need is three solid people that are going to pay you $1,000 a month, and boom, you just supplemented your income just like that. So, and now you get to do what you want. And so that was the biggest game changer by far, bro. By far.
Yeah, I remember we were sitting down. I was like, bro, tell me exactly how much you need to make every single month so we can reverse engineer this. Because I think that's people overcomplicate it, dude. It's like, look,
Yeah.
your expenses are this amount. Okay.
Yeah.
And with business has expenses too. How much is that expenses, right? You know what I mean? You have that bottom line of how much you actually have to live. And I think people want to think of this as taboo and like, oh, maybe it would happen, maybe it won't happen. But then you get down to
Yeah.
numbers, bro, and you're like, look, I have $3,000 I need to make every single month just to eat and live.
Yep.
Okay. Well, if I have $1,000 product, I need three people to say yes to me at any time in the whole month, and I
Yeah.
make my money. Well, where do I get people? Well, if I make a TikTok video, I can get 10,000 people to see it. And if two people or three people out of 10,000 say yes and they sign up with me, I just, and I did that in one day, and my
Right.
TikTok video hit 1 million people. You know what I mean? Now I just supplicated my income in one day for having
Yeah.
this all properly set up, right? And that's not far fetched. I mean, we designed your offer together. I know there's
Yeah.
some things that we're doing that we set up with you. If you're still running that way, we can tweak and add more value and make it even slicker and create even more money, right?
Yeah.
With what you have going on. So dude, when you told me that you've been full time for 6 months, I was like, no way.
Yeah.
That's so awesome, dude. You just took this and ran with it and made shit happen for yourself. So, what would you say to somebody who wants to, or like a business owner that hey, they want to get more people, they want to grow their business, they want to earn money online. What do you say to those people that are just starting out?
Just like anything you do in your life, uh, walking, and I mean just like simple walking, from you learning how to walk, from you learning how to ride a bike, from you learning how to shoot a basketball or do anything else that is your hobby or passion. Repetition is master. You do it, you do it, you do it, you do it, you do it until you build the subconscious mind that it just goes by itself, and then you can just do it, and you're like, oh, okay, like I don't even know how I'm moving right now, but it's just working. And that's what I feel like just doing it is the biggest thing, and doing it consistently. All right. So the person that only goes to the gym, and this is an Andrew Tate quote. I heard it from somebody else before, but Andrew Tate, he said the person that only goes to the gym when he feels like it will always get outworked by the person that goes to the gym even when they don't feel like it. And so that's how I feel like There were some days where I was dreading making a video, and I was like, I don't want to do this, bro. And you have to get past those days. You have to really like it's a grind, but like anything, if you really want it bad, bro, you can have it. You know, I knew I didn't want to work for somebody else. I knew I had monetary value. I knew I had knowledge that somebody else can take and work with. I knew I had a purpose. I knew my why. Here you go. I knew my why. I knew I wanted to do this, and that's really the big thing. Like repetition, just doing it every single day.
Yeah, do it every single day. Get in the reps, okay? If you're not sure
Yeah,
what to say, how to say it, where to post, how many times to post, and you want all those answers, join the 100K view challenge. The link's in the description. I'm going to break down every single step that I do, that Malachi does, in order to get attention your business needs, so that way you can create income and live the life that you want. So we'll see you on the next video, my friends. Go watch the last interview with Dan, the man, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.